Blue Collar Bible Time is back. You know why I call it Blue Collar Bible Time? Because most of the apostles were blue collar dudes, regular dudes, just saying, Jesus said to them, look, this is what's up. And these blue collar guys, whenever Jesus would say, the scriptures, he's referencing the Old Testament. And that's what these guys understood when they were looking for the Christ. So, Blue Collar Bible Time. You don't got to be a scholar or priest or anything like that to understand it. Of course, it helps to have a good teacher, which I am not a good teacher. I just try to relay this in the simplest way possible. I hope you guys get something out of it. All right, so check this out. Here's another example of how the Bible talks about a scientific fact, at least 2,500 years in advance. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the concept of the universe, the galaxy, expanding. Yeah, the Bible talks about that over 2,500 years ago. So let's get to it. Well, while the Bible predicted that over 2,500 years ago, in 1929, Edwin Hubble confirmed it. Of course, he thought he had a new discovery because, a lot of scientists, they're not real big on the Bible. But he said, hey, guys, you know how we thought, the galaxy was static and nothing's moving? Well, science, like E-Scoob, everything's actually moving away. Yeah, that's what he found out. In case you couldn't understand my shaggy voice, Edwin Hubble confirmed what the Bible said when the Bible says back in Isaiah, I think it's 42, God stretched out or stretches out the heavens. And so the word used in a number of places in Isaiah and a couple other places is natah, which means to stretch out or to roll out like fabric. It's an active word, right? It's not stopping, it's like ongoing. And so what's crazy about that is that you had, I got my notes here. Oh, yeah. 1998. Saul Perlmutter, the poor mutter, discovered that it's not just expanding, it's accelerating. Like, God's still pulling. Dude, let's back up a little bit. The discovery that Hubble made, that the universe was actually expanding, that's one of the greatest discoveries ever. And it's right there in the Bible 2,500 years ago. So, and it's not just once, it's in a number of places, as I was saying earlier. We got to check this out. Oh, I was a little off. It's Isaiah 40:22. And it says, he stretches out the heavens like a curtain. Isaiah 42:5. God, who stretched out the heavens. Stretched them out. Isaiah 44:24. I, who alone stretched out the heavens. Like, no one helped me. Psalm 104:2. He stretches out the heavens like a tent. What's crazy is every ancient civilization believed it was fixed. Just like I was saying earlier. When Hubble discovered it was actually moving apart, up until 1929, that's what they believed, it was all static. So you had a number of different cultures believing it was static. Going all the way back to the Babylonians believed it was a dome over the earth. The Egyptians believed it was a goddess arched over the sky. The Chinese believed it was a dome held up by 4 pillars. And the Greeks believed it was just a crystal sphere that was above us. So all these ancient civilizations that were, leaders of the world, and a lot of people may say, okay, Griff, the Bible's all allegory, or it's just poetic. That's pretty. Well, there's a lot of good poetry in the Bible. I mean, wisest man in the world, Solomon. The Psalms, the Proverbs. Awesome poetry in there. But it's not all allegory and poetic. And if it was, that's pretty fascinating how precise that poetry was. You got to ask yourself, did the Bible just get lucky? Or did somebody actually know what they were doing? As Elon Musk says, clearly, we are designed. There is a designer. And if Musk says that, he's pretty bright. A little out there. But I invite the guy to come here, work on some ICE engines with me. But if Musk acknowledges there's a designer, there's got to be something to that. And think about this. If Hubble was, a scientist, and he ends up getting his mind blown. I think about that. He was like, what? It's expanding? Think about how much easier things would be if maybe we took the Bible a little bit more literal. Had Hubble, took the Bible at what it said, it may have made its discovery that much easier. And while our modern textbooks do say that the universe is expanding, those same textbooks say that all of a sudden there was a big bang and life came from non-life and we slowly turned into what we are today. Yet the whole idea of evolution defies the laws of entropy, which is everything leads to chaos. So did the law of entropy come into existence after everything evolved? I don't know. It could happen.